Hello, I'm hyping up. Yeah, I did change my name. I know it's been a while since I've posted and I'm sorry for that, but it's because I've been working on this new exciting project for you all, and this video is of me making a dinosaur plushie for said project, but I'm not going to tell you what the project is as for now. All you need to know is that I need some cute models for it, and so to start off with my cute modelling, I'm going to make a little dinosaur plushie. If you want to see how it turned out, stay to the end of the video and leave a like and subscribe if you want to help me make more amazing things for you guys. I'm trying to hit 100 subs, so I feel like someone is seeing these videos. Anyway, to create this dinosaur I'm using Blockbench because I can get my head around it, unlike some other modelling softwares. Blender. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into this process. So to start with, I had to make a cuboid for the body of my plushie. This probably wasn't the best call for it, but I wanted to keep it simple and blocky, so I just made it a cube. I then inserted the edges so it cuts into the body of the cube, so that I can carve out its inner body section. This bit, to make it, I just added a square on a square. I also moved the corners in a little bit to give it this weird diamond shape that I'm happy with. After I got that shape, I added another one so I could fiddle with it a little bit more and make that diamond have a smooth curve rather than a 90-degree sharp turn. Then I smoothed out the edges of my dino's main body so it doesn't look like a Minecraft mob. After this, it's head time. I created a sphere for my dino's head, cut off the bottom half so it could fit onto the body, did some shrinking and resizing to make it properly fit, and then it was on to getting into details of his head. To do the details, I wanted a big nose like Yoshi's coming out the front of his head, so I grabbed a few faces and pulled the whole thing forward so it looked weirdly deformed. After I deformed it enough, I cut it all up into smaller faces so that I could get all the little bits and bobs. But deforming his face came with an issue, as there are now holes in its head, so you can see straight into his stuffless head. After some fiddling around, I was able to cover those holes up and back into the main work with, which are now onto his eye sockets. To do them, I grabbed two faces and rotated them upright to make them some weird cubes. Then I brought these cubes out to make these weird kind of eye skin lashes, the skin that folds over your eyes but on the top of things. Now that I have those things in place, I can make some eyeballs, which are really easy because they are just spheres. I've got to put into place and size to make them look right. Now I've got a body with a dino head that's starting to look how I want it to, but what great is a dino with no legs or arms, so let's work on them next. Luckily I just need to make one and all four are done, as his arms is quite easy, so the hardest part was trying to make his fingies smooth and not jagged, which I somewhat accomplished I think. After I made the arm, I posed it into the right place, copy and pasted it and moved it below him to create a leg. Now that we have the basic shapes down, I can start painting. I'm sure I didn't forget anything to put on the dino that I'm going to have to do halfway through painting it. The painting process was quite easy. I wanted a green dino, so I gave it a base coat of green. For example, for some reason, first thing I did was, after the base coat, was add a bright green to the stomach, which isn't even supposed to be green. But after that confusing thing, I got straight into his eyes. It's really simple. Paint bucket in black, add some white, done. Most of the painting is just a lot of shading. Things would be darker if they're lower the body, they'll be brighter if they're higher up the body. For example, the head needs to be the brightest because that's where most of the sun will be hitting. After I gave him some shading, I realised I did forget something to put on the dino. So I got back to the editing stage and added them spikes that go down the dino's back. To do this, I got a torus, split it in half and moved them to the right spots before I realised there's holes within them. So I filled in those holes for the spikes so you can't see through them. By doing this though, I realised that you can see through the head if you look at it at the right angle. So I do a lot, and I mean a lot, of fiddling to try and cover this mistake. And I didn't do a perfect job, but I was able to hide most of it. After my dumbass forgot to add those spikes, I go back to painting, which is still what it was before. A lot of shading, which can only be so interesting. The back spikes got the same colour as the chest diamond part, just brighter at the top and darker the further down the body you go. After that's done, I simply dupe the parts that need duping, arm, leg, eye, and boom, dino. Now that the model itself is done, there were a few issues with putting them into the game. I could have just had a static object that didn't move, but that was boring, so I tried to give the character joints, and that created a broken dinosaur. Broken Dino had a lot of problems, the first thing being his head, the only thing that has collisions, so the rest of him would just go through the ground. Next obvious issue is, well, look at him. I feel mean holding him like this with his arms and legs glitching all over the place. Here he is in all of his working glory. Strange that a simple little thing like floppy limbs is so hard to achieve in a complex program like Unity. But thank you all for making it all the way to the end of the video. I hope you liked it and learned a few things, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.